Horoscope Aries 2022. The fortune teller has prepared a prediction for the sign of the zodiac Aries, which is celebrating its birthday between March the 21st and April the 19th. In the introduction, we will discuss the basic characteristics and features of Aries. Subsequently, we will clarify the forecast in love, finance, health and career for 2022. The personality of Aries in 2022. The sign of Aries is ruled by fire element, which it shares with two other zodiac signs, Leo and Sagittarius. If we look at the zodiac, we see that these signs are placed at an angle of 120 degrees to each other. The fiery signs of the zodiac have certain characteristics in common. The fire inside them represents passionate energy, zeal, and a specific spark of life. However, Aries also takes on more negative qualities from the fiery element, and therefore he wants to be a leader in life. He is a dominant person with a choleric temperament. The sign of Aries with the sign of Libra and Leo achieves the greatest overall compatibility in love. The strong characteristics of every Aries are his courage, self-confidence, enthusiasm, passionate energy, optimistic approach to life and kind-hearted nature in marriage, or in raising children. Both a man and a woman born in this sign will suffer great comfort in life, and a cozy home. The area that serves as a refuge for Aries after a hard day at work should always be clean and tidy. Aries loves physical challenges, and likes to live his life actively. He doesn't like boredom and repetitive days, because he feels like life is slipping through his fingers. He seeks otherness and excitement from everyday life. As the first sign of the zodiac, Aries also belongs to the basic signs. This fact gives the life of Aries a great determination and desire to apply in a career and in private life. With the entry of the sun into the sign of Aries, a certain start begins, not only for Aries, but also for other signs of the zodiac, because with the entry of the sun into Aries begins their rebirth. From this point of view, it is clear that the entry of the sun into Aries will mark the beginning of something new, and the strengthening of purposefulness also in 2022. Specifically in Aries, goals will be achieved literally through fire, i.e. relentlessly, zealously, quickly, and actively. The energetic and turbulent Aries seeks a lot of dynamism in life, and therefore makes good friendships with the other fiery signs of the zodiac. Since Aries is one of the most active signs, you must forgive him for sometimes acting like that at first. He works so hard that sometimes he even forgets about food, because he wants to achieve high social status or provide enough for his family members. With Aries, you have to get used to speed and dynamism. He is not afraid of hard work and can use his talent very well. The ruler of Aries is the red planet Mars, and its fateful color therefore becomes red. Planet Mars represents the animal energy in the Aries soul, which it sometimes has to manifest on the outside. This planet manifests itself in the expression of energy, passion, but also in the sexual direction. Aries is a passionate person who seeks not only mental, but also physical stimuli. However, Mars helps Aries find the basics of his journey and perfectly warns him of the wrong direction of life. Mars is a very sensual planet and controls not only the personality of the Aries, but its karmic radiance. This zodiac sign, which represents pure energy, can rely not only on its mind and life, but also on its heart and instincts, which are very strong thanks to the planet Mars. Mars also reminds the Aries of important facts about their lifelong health. Mars is associated not only with color, but also with plants. Every Aries should use garlic, onion and chili in the diet to strengthen its health. To strengthen vitality and energy in 2022, it is recommended for Aries to eat nettle broth, which will strengthen their immune system and help them overcome any flu or a cold. However, we will talk more about health in 2022 later. In Aries, Mars represents the daily ruler. He acts directly and boldly. That is why the sign is not afraid to compete with the masculine energy and be firm in its decisions. The male signs of the zodiac, to which Aries also belongs, want to set the direction in life and decide on events. Aries is the dominant man who combines the energy of Mars and the masculine energy into one whole, and with this are his expressions of love, his career and his life journey. The year 2022 will also be influenced by the basic characteristics of the Aries sign. For Aries, this year seems to be focused on work, caring for the family, finances, but also making new friends. In 2022, Aries will be very compatible with the signs Sagittarius, Leo, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. These signs of the zodiac form a suitable relationships, not only in love. Even friendships or collaborations will be successful in these combinations. Aries will understand these signs in all directions. In 2022, you will have more opportunities to meet new friends and strengthen existing relationships. Positive transits and changes in Aries' life in 2022, in short. In January, the April Aries will be hit by the negative effects of the retrograde Venus, which will play with stability in the relationship. These Aries can thus expect a weakening of the intimate connection with the partner and problems in the emotional direction. At the beginning of the year, especially those Aries whose relationship is unstable and who are considering divorce or breakup should be careful. From the point of view of astrology, this is not a good idea, especially in the month of January, when this step would lead Aries to his future misfortune. From the point of view of work, the retrograde Venus is also responsible for a good reputation among employees. Concentrate not to interfere in any way in the personal lives of your co-workers, and not to gossip about others. It could be ugly vengeance. The beginning of the year will also present the first retrograde movement of Mercury, which will affect the possibilities of communication in a relationship, but also at work. This disrupts especially the area of love of the assigned Aries, who will focus more on their own self-development and forget about intimacy in the relationship. Retrograde Mercury is an inappropriate time to address any important issues, and signing important treaties is not recommended. It is also not a suitable period for singles or unemployed. It is not appropriate to start a new relationship or a new job. Aries who plans to travel during this movement of Mercury should be especially careful in finances and in health. For more information on when retrograde planets are affected, see the graph of retrograde movements. The month of March highlights the tension in the relationship over finances. You need to try to reassure your partners of a negative attitude towards spending your finances. The second half of March may thus be weakened in the area of relations. Your partner may even complain about your emotional coldness. Even for singles, the first quarter is not ideal for new relationships. From the month of July, the love of those in relationship will be tested when a third person can appear, hoping for the breakdown of this relationship, or at least for its disruption. Those who have doubts in the relationship or feel overlooked by their partner under the influence of a heavy burden will tend to run away from their obligations. However, the astrological horoscope for the sign of Aries in 2022 does not recommend a breakup to the Aries. That is, if Aries is not in an aggressive relationship. The reversing Pluto from April 29 to October 8 stabilizes and slows down the life of the Aries, and focuses his attention mainly on his own transformation. Aries enters the depths of his soul, and thinks about unfinished duties. This is not a good time for marriage, but rather to identify with oneself. You will enjoy the work, but relationships with co-workers will not be in harmony. It can also cause you to focus less on the actual progress of your career, and you may fall into depression or grief that you may want to balance with alcohol, or otherwise fight these feelings. So from February to March, beware of inappropriate solutions to your negative moods. Try to rest more instead. Stir up your mind and relax actively. This line of thinking can help you overcome the New Year's depression in the first quarter. Health will not be a gift this year, You will have to earn it with your honest approach to physical condition and your mental health. Bad habits will bother you and you will look for ways to motivate yourself to overcome any addiction you are well aware of. Women in the sign of Aries can drown their grief in unhealthy food, which is reflected not only in physical appearance, but later also on the psyche. In February and March, remember the warnings concerning your health, which will not be in such harmony as in the first month of the year. For some Aries, a more negative outlook by 2022 may be the need to work with one's inner self and the strong need to build a balanced psyche and harmonious family relationships. There is a period of forgiveness, even if you feel a blockage at the beginning of the year, that will not allow you to open your heart and accept life as it is. Summer is often an opportunity for Aries to strengthen relationships at various levels. The summer of 2022 will not be an exception, although there are some warnings for those who decided to marry in 2022. From a financial point of view, you will also experience more demanding periods and you will struggle with an extreme passion for shopping, which will have to be tamed. The family budget will not prosper either, but finances will seem stable, with the exception of January and the end of the year. You will not be able to afford large investments, but this year is still not ideal for such steps from a global perspective. In 2022, your work will come into some conflict with co-workers, if you work in a group. In business, you need to remember important dates, when you have to meet your tax obligations and other dates, when you need to avoid signing important projects, contracts and avoid purchases. Progress will be hampered by the influence of the reversing Mercury on several dates of the year, which will more or less affect the Aries sign. You can find out more about the retrograde movements that await you in the tables and descriptions of the important aspects that are part of this prophecy. Health will be balanced in 2022 with some warnings for both men and women. At the end of the year, however, the health horoscope brings a very big warning for Aries, who have been neglecting their health and healthy lifestyle for a long time. Negative transits and changes in Aries' life in 2022, in short. For Aries, 2022 will be a year focused mainly on work and finance. Emotions will be more in the level of self-care and care for children or family members. January is an opportunity for personal self-development, especially for March Aries. Thanks to the influence of the ruling planet in the 9th house at the beginning of the year, you will have the opportunity to know the soul of your loved one. Although intimacy is not strongly represented, it brings the beginning of the year to mental compatibility with a partner, which will significantly strengthen existing relationships. Children in your family will also enjoy your attention more. The month of February will belong to domestic well-being, and no tense situations are expected in family relationships. You will get the opportunity to build your own intimacy and enhance the joy of the loved one's touches. You will strengthen relationships with your partner, which may have been tense at the beginning of the year. Especially in the middle of February, your joy of intimacy will be fully manifested. Although the retrograde Mercury robs Aries in several terms of the possibility of peaceful communication, on the other hand, it will provide him with opportunities for his own inner self-development. Thus, Aries can live this period in silence with a focus on himself. An ideal opportunity for meditation and to organize thoughts. Some times of the year will bring sexual disorder into your intimate life, but on the other hand it is positive news, because you will penetrate into relationships through other values, understanding, communication, good food, common interests. The year 2022 thus makes the marriage of the Aries more interesting, and it makes single Aries focus on different values in relationship than before. Mars will not be as passionate as in previous years, so you can look forward to a calmer and more balanced love. August brings courage in love, and in relationships with a lot of negative energy. If Aries is stuck in a violent and unbalanced relationship, the month of August brings enough weight to solve this problem. Mars will move to Gemini, where women in particular will have the opportunity to share their problems with the authorities and settle this painful relationship. The family will stand firm with you, you just have to decide. This month is perfect for that, according to the astrological movements affecting the Aries. Retrograde Pluto brings more than 5 months for the Aries to deepen inside and teach himself to work with his feelings. In several respects, this means a positive impact for Aries, although this is not a good time to move forward quickly. This gives you time to calm your intense feelings and emotions, and return to rethinking your decisions at the beginning of the year. The month of March brings creative ideas and possibilities of perhaps the fastest progress in work in 2022. Even those whose job is to take care of the home have the opportunity to perfectly clean the energy of the home and improve the overall atmosphere. Prepare a background that will be a joy to enter and hide whenever you are hit by negative energy from the outside environment. Already the third month of the year, March, brings ideal opportunities for growth for all Aries. Pluto's energy will develop mainly in the working area of Aries and will direct their careers to new spheres. Even the unemployed Aries have more than 5 months of opportunity to find a job. For Aries, Pluto's transformation also means choosing a new direction in life, but carefully and slowly. The horoscope also tells positive news to those Aries who are trying to expand their family with a new offspring, or are looking for their first baby. The year 2022 will bring up to 3 opportunities and months that will be ideal for this fulfillment of your dream. For the singles, the year 2022 will be a challenge for them to be able to detach themselves from their own fear, to step out of established patterns, and whether they will gain the courage for new experiences. Several months of the year will bring opportunities to meet new people, to make contacts. Family life will flourish, especially in the summer months. The end of the year is more unstable from the family's point of view, although it gives an opportunity to develop one's own personality. Aries, who take care of their health, will be rewarded. You can read more about health at the end of the horoscope, where you will also find prediction of positive and negative days of 2022 for Aries. If you like the short prediction for 2022 for Aries zodiac sign, please visit our website www.horoscope-divination.com, where you can find the biggest horoscope 2022 for free. Subscribe our channel for more videos about zodiac sign. Wish you all the best in 2022. With love, your horoscope and divination. Love, relationships, family, and friendship horoscope Aries 2022. Love of Aries in relationship. At the beginning of the year, the sign of Aries feels the influence of the retrograde Venus, which passes through the Capricorn in the 10th house from January the 1st to January the 29th, 2022. Since the planet Venus is the opposite of the ruling planet of Aries, Mars, Aries feels these energies only faintly. Venus is in exile in Aries, so it is weakened, and its manifestations are indirect or disturbed. Retrograde Venus unlocks emotional wounds from the past. You too can wander in your thoughts to what has hurt you in the past. Aries, who were born closer to the end of their sign, closer to the sign of Taurus, are more affected by this January movement of Venus than Aries born in the first decade. The signs in the initial decade do not have to feel any changes in tense energies in love. Aries born in the days approaching the sign of Taurus, April Aries, will feel emotional sadness and a desire for stronger love. Venus is a directive in 10th house, so it will remind you not to fulfill your romantic desires in the past. On the other hand, it gives you the opportunity to understand the feelings of others, which will be a very powerful weapon for you, because you can grow in your relationship. The attention paid to the partner will thus become an important point in strengthening the relationship at the beginning of January. The start of the year can thus shake the balance of Aries born in the second decade of this sign. At the beginning of the year, the ruling planet of Aries is located in the 9th house, which brings better opportunities, to see into the soul of their beloved, especially for Aries born in the first decade of the sign. For March Aries. Aries can convince their loved one of the correctness of their ideas, and therefore it is a good time to strengthen relations until January the 24th. However, Mars in the 9th house also evokes a penchant for fanaticism, so you should not convince your loved one of your truth at all costs. Since January the 14th, the planet Mercury has also been in retrograde motion, in the 10th and 11th astrological houses. Mercury can prevent Aries from trusting in love, and it blocks the deepest mental manifestations of the connection. On January the 26th, the receding Mercury moves to the 11th house, where it even causes sexual coldness in the partner's life. From January the 14th to February the 4th, you may feel a problem communicating with intimate issues. At the beginning of the year, this will not strengthen the intimate area of your life, but on the other hand, you will have the opportunity to pay more attention to your children and strengthen the marriage in other ways. You can build a marriage with good food, a walk in nature, or just relax together in front of the TV. The strength of Aries in this period lies in the fact that they can experience the great joy of love, not only through intimate manifestations. The second month of the year is an ideal time for those raising their children, as the Sun moves from February the 11th to the 12th house of consciousness on February the 8th. For Aries, this is an ideal time to relax at home. The transit of the Sun evokes in Aries a desire to care for children, who Aries should teach values and love for life. The positive nature of Aries will be strengthened in February by the full moon in the 5th house. The moon in the 5th house acts on Aries for 3 days, from February the 14th to February the 16th, and this aspect enhances the pleasure of children's success and highlights the love for your home. Intimate life becomes more interesting and playful, and Aries focuses not only on the pleasure of others, but also on his own needs. In February, you can experience the pleasure of intimate life, which is amplified by the moon in the 5th astrological house. It is an ideal opportunity for a moment alone with your partner. Pay attention to each other, because this strengthening of your relationship is very important in February. As you focus more on children at the beginning of the year, your partner may feel that you are overlooking him. Your desire to have children will also intensify during this period. We will talk more later about when it is a good time for Aries to conceive a child. You will also feel mental harmony with love at the end of February, when Mars in the 10th house enters the sextile with the planet Neptune in the 12th house. It has a positive effect on the psyche and vitality. Horoscope draws attention to quarrels and disagreements, especially during March, as Mars enters the square with Uranus on the 22nd. Mars in the 11th house square Uranus in the house of property can cause quarrels with your partner over finances. These quarrels are never pleasant, and the Mars square Uranus intensifies financial tensions. However, Mars in the sign of Aquarius offers you an ideal opportunity to present to your partner plans for the future, which are an excellent prospect for improving your family budget. However, any disagreements over finances will resolve at the end of March, so you can enjoy the Sun in the 1st astrological house, which affects not only your balanced energies, but also your overall well-being and love. So from March the 22nd to April the 20th, the Sun passes through your home sign of the zodiac. You will have a desire for self-realization, and these feelings are best shared with lovemaking. However, beware of the manifestations of your ego, which will be very strong, and you will overreact to any criticism of your person. Try to communicate with your partner more openly, and use the excess passionate energy that leads to quarrels during this period for physical activity. In April, the Sun moves to another house. Right at the beginning of April, the new moon also occurs in your home sign, so in the period of 2 days, April 1st and 2nd, you may react to irritation and you will have trouble adjusting to your partner. This is not a good time for weekend plans or joint holidays. From a second point of view, however, this month unlocks the mother's instincts in the 1st house, so you can fully focus on raising your own children, or visit small children in the family who will enjoy your visit. Don't forget a small gift that will light up their small, curious eyes. In addition to this strong aspect, the transition of the retrograde Pluto begins in April. From April the 29th to October the 8th, Aries will be affected by the retrograde motion of the planet Pluto, which is located in the 10th house and also affects love. However, it will have a big impact on your social status. From the point of view of love, the retrograde movement of Pluto, dear Aries, brings you the opportunity to fixate on your partner and transform in love. This fixation on what you currently have will be thoroughly tested in this summer. For Aries, this period is not a good time to argue or judge the lives of others, because the main way of Aries is to understand their own inner world. Only if you fully focus on love for yourself will you be able to pass on that love. Your partner will be enchanted by building your own self-confidence, which is very important during these months. The Sun will move freely from April to May from the 1st to the 2nd astrological house. In the 2nd astrological house, the Sun focuses on finances. Full enjoyment of the beauties of life is endangered during this period. However, no changes in love are expected until May the 10th, when the movement of the retrograde Mercury in the 2nd and 3rd houses, for 24 days, will also affect the area of love. The energies of retrograde Mercury strong affect all 12 signs of the zodiac, and will also affect the love of Aries. So there are days ahead of you when you will try to synchronize love with your loved one. We are trying to free ourselves from the past, which is remembered at every step. During this period, Aries will have to overcome their comfort and return a good atmosphere to their home. Mercury in the 3rd astrological house brings strong karma to relationships, so you can expect that, if you have hurt someone emotionally in the past, it will now surface. Your mind will be engulfed by these negative energies, and it will strike you, so that you will have trouble concentrating on other areas of life for your current relationship. The partner will feel your desire to change your steps from the past, but you must realize that the present is much more important than what you can no longer correct. Only with a positive attitude and love for yourself, or thanks to forgiving yourself for your past decisions, can you overcome these 24 days of negative impact of retrograde Mercury on the sign of Aries. You can breathe in early June as the retrograde aspects subside. Saturn's retrograde movement is taking place, but Aries will not be hit hard. The entry of the Sun into the 4th astrological house, as well as the Mars sextile Saturn, will have a greater influence on the sign of Aries. However, the Mars sextile Saturn at the end of June will focus more on your work success. However, in terms of love, it will bring you success if you work for a long time to improve your family relationships or to improve certain things in the household. You can even opt for a minor renovation of your home, which will bring you more joy from the moments spent in your refuge. From June the 21st, you feel the Sun transition to the 4th astrological house and long for security in love. Your desire to protect others from bad decisions and a bad life path is greater than ever. In the summer, love gets into harmonious ways, and the feeling of safety and security is the key word of summer transits. The sign of Aries during this period is not affected by any negative aspects that would upset this balance. It is not until July the 2nd that love is hit more negatively by the Mars square Pluto, which is in retrograde motion during this period. You don't feel changes in love significantly, but our passionate energy can cause mild misunderstandings and conflicts with people who want to control your decisions. So try to react calmly to it if someone tells you what to do or tries to determine the direction of your life. In July, the opposition planet Venus operates in the 4th house, and the Sun moves to the 5th house. The great desire for self-expression is intensified. If your partner does not pay enough attention to you, it may cause you to look for other ways to satisfy your creative love. Venus in the 4th house can confuse Aries, especially if Aries is not entirely sure of his lasting relationship. It can even bring someone into your life who turns with your stable feelings. These energies are also strengthened by the position of retrograde Jupiter in the first astrological house, which means that we emotionally succumb to other people we do not even know well. During this period, Aries must fully concentrate on what he expects from love in future life. In any case, from an astrological point of view, it is not appropriate to disrupt long-term relationships during this period. Because you feel lonely and weak in the emotional direction, you may be subject to misjudgment. But remember that this is not a good time to break up. You need to focus more on enhancing your functioning relationship. This period focuses mainly on women who are in unbalanced or aggressive relationships, when Venus in the fourth astrological house and the Sun in the sign of Leo recommends to act and change their overall attitude to life. Aries may still lack courage during July, but this will change with the arrival of August, when Mars will move to the third astrological house on August the 20th. Mars in the house of communication brings to relationships and to your love opportunities to deal with all the negative aspects. Especially women who are born as Aries will not lack courage. They will be given an ideal opportunity in August to finally leave the violent relationship. The year 2022 is extremely suitable for life transformation, which reminds us of the retrograde planet Pluto. Aries may feel tense in the summer until the end of September, when tensions can cause quarrels over finances and an unbalanced family budget. Remember, however, that in order to organize your finances efficiently, you must communicate calmly and evenly with each other. Quarrels certainly won't improve your family budget. In this respect, tense days await you from September the 10th to October the 2nd, when retrograde Mercury settled in the 7th and 8th house. In love, you will try to explain everything you haven't told your partner yet. Focus your energy on what your partner thinks about your decisions and actions. It's a great way to get even more involved in your partner's thoughts and needs. In August, your relationship seemed tense, but already in September, your partner will feel a greater connection between your souls. Although your self-expression may be impaired, you will understand your partner perfectly. An extraordinarily deep reflection on your future in a relationship awaits you at this time. You can also expect energies that will affect you in the intimate direction, when you will avoid intimate moments with your partner. Aries will feel sexual coldness several times in 2022 towards his partner. This coldness can lead him to doubt the loving connection. However, you need to wonder if the decline in your sexual energy is not related to other family problems. These problems are not just about you, so Aries should not blame himself. Even if the year 2022 does not belong to frequent passionate bodily connections with your partner, it does not mean that your love must stagnate or decline. Look for more ways to express your love in a different way. On October the 2nd, there is a gradual aversion to intimate experiences with your partner, and since the Sun is in the 6th astronomical house, you feel enough propulsive energy to express your deep emotions towards your love. During September, Mars is in harmonious connections, which, however, do not significantly affect your love. On September the 23rd, the Sun moves to the 7th astrological house, giving Aries plenty of initiative for projects with a partner. You will want to transform your home and match your partner's needs with yours. This position of the Sun is often a key position for the development of new relationships, but also for the harmonization of existing ones. In general, Aries should focus on the pleasure of a partner's presence. Not only the psychic pleasure of the partner's presence, but also the physical manifestations of love will be in harmony compared to the previous period. Until September the 23rd, Aries was able to cope perfectly with his sexual identity, which now gives him the opportunity to be shared with his partner. This period full of passion and harmony will last until October the 30th, when your ruling planet gets into retrograde motion in the 3rd astrological house, and will last until the end of the year. It will take you away from the amount of passion leading to the expression of love, and even your communication with your partner can be disharmonious. You will experience an imbalance, especially when communicating about your future, and again, your sexual energy will decline. You will expect your partner to do all the things you want, and every decision he takes will be accompanied by an argument. On November the 22nd, the Sun directs its energy to the sign of the zodiac, which shares the fiery element with Aries. So the Sun moves to the 9th house. You may be stimulated by the idea of running away from all your problems somewhere far away. You will struggle with a tense period in love. However, on November the 28th, Mars trigone Saturn occurs, which balances stability in love. This period will have a very positive effect, not only on partnerships, but also on relationships with your children and family. Also in December, astrological movements do not indicate any negative aspects of Aries from the point of view of love life. The Sun will move to the 10th astrological house on December the 21, and the end of the year will be full of love, not only for your partner, but also for your family. From the overall point of view, the year 2022 is not suitable for important life decisions, separations or big changes. Love life will be like on a swing. It will be appropriate to follow your own feelings and work with your self-expression. Relations with a large amount of negative energy, which are very problematic, should be ended in 2022 by Aries. The turn of July and August will test your loyalty in a relationship and your determination to fight for long-built happiness. Love of single Aries. The beginning of the year belongs to the retrograde Venus in love and relationships, working mainly on Aries born in the month of April. If you belong to these Aries, it is clear that new friendships or partnerships are not recommended for you throughout January. Aries born in March may feel a certain influence of Venus, but not so intensely, and therefore the relationship will not seem perfect. Venus will not block sympathy or passion for new relationships, but it can put them on the wrong level. March Aries can thus engage in reckless relationships that have no future. In essence, the beginning of the year seems inappropriate for any new relationships. On the other hand, it brings an ideal opportunity for meditation and physical exercise. Your physical activity will bring you new ideas that will later help you build your strong and relentless self-confidence, which you will need in 2022. Since March the 6th, Mars moves into 11th house, where it affects the possibility of new friendships. However, Mars in the strong directive direction in the 11th house does not create such emotions that would interest the Aries with an orientation towards deeper relations. However, it creates superficial flares of passion, which are focused mainly on the physical appearance of the object of our desire. So in March, don't be fooled by the tinsel of someone who attracts you just because of their physical beauty. After all, for a real relationship, you need someone who understands mainly your soul, and his future plans and ideas will be in line with yours. Also, make sure that no one wants to use your good and trusting nature. Even if you are a person who can detect fraud in advance, March can turn around the perception of the world around you and invade you into relationships that bring sadness and chaos. On May the 24th, Mars passes through your home sign and strongly influences your energy, love and relationships. It mainly affects the relationship with oneself, although it also creates opportunities for the quick enchantment of others. In a strong directive direction, Mars creates an extroverted nature and gives courage to those who have a problem with self-expression and self-confidence. It calms all negative energies because it feels safe and in the right place in your house. This transit brings the qualities of a native leader, which attracts even more looks and interest in your direction. Now is the perfect time to meet, flirt, discover and have the company of new friends who will introduce you to an interesting people. Don't miss a single opportunity to get into the company of new people, because you will be radiant, and it is this energy that will help you meet a person with similar interests as you. At the end of June, you will get the opportunity to meet a very interesting person, thanks to the action of the Mars sextile Saturn. However, be patient, because these relationships will develop slowly and gradually. This excellent period for single Aries will last until July the 5th, when Mars will move to second astrological house. So don't wait and have fun. Get to know, discover, talk to others. Don't be afraid to be active, and don't be afraid to take the first step towards achieving the desired emotional well-being. Communicative and especially directive Mercury is located in third house during this period, and thus increases the level of your communication and intellect. So all the astrological connections indicate that you can focus your energy on new encounters and relationships. Since July the 18th, Venus has settled in the fourth house and focuses your attention mainly on your family, home and relationships with family friends. Mars is located in second house, so you are not afraid to discuss even more problematic topics, such as finance or future security, with new friends. You can't avoid these topics, even if you have a conversation with someone you are more interested in. Nevertheless, you see the issue of finance as an important topic for a functioning relationship. An interesting development of new friendships can be caused by the following month, when the fighting energy of Mars in third house intersects with the cheerful and carefree energy of Venus in fifth house. Mercury is also in a good position in this relationship, so you can begin to explore the significance of your current state in love. If you have met someone in previous months that were the most ideal in terms of opportunities for singles, you can now enjoy the joy of closeness and understanding. There are no negative aspects that could disrupt your well-being from a new partnership or from friendships which offer space for building relationships. The astrological horoscope also predicts that at the end of August, someone can literally take your breath away if you understand each other, not only on a mental level. The period from August the 23rd to September the 23rd is also an opportunity to find a new kind of love in the form of a pet. The desire for love is intensified, so you can give love a new meaning and think about a furry ball of happiness. From October the 30th, they will also feel a change in love and in the way they approach the choice of their future partner. The movement of the retrograde home planet of Aries represents a game with emotions and with reasonable thinking. Mars will play with your idea of a future partner, so you will be interested in a very unsuitable company. For single Aries, this can mean starting a relationship with people who are emotionally cold and superficial. The energy of Mars will give you a sufficiently attractive appearance during this period, so you will not be short of invitations for coffee or dinner. However, consider carefully the future perspective of these relationships that you create. In fact, you do not long for repeated injuries to your heart and soul. However, platonic relationships can also fill you during this period. Focus more on friendship and family, which you will need more at the end of the year than a relationship that will only hurt you and cut you from a good night's sleep. In this direction, you will still have to work with your inner self to overcome everyone's need to idealize according to your ideas. If you remove the imaginary boundaries and rules from your mind in 2022, you can discover new possibilities for the love you have overlooked so far. Dear Aries, if you like the horoscope, please support us and subscribe our channel. For more horoscopes Aries, visit to links that you can find in the video description. Biggest Horoscope 2022 are prepared by fortune teller and site www.horoscope-divination.com. Wish you all the best in 2022. Aries family, friendship, pregnancy and wedding horoscope 2022. Aries family life in 2022. Taking care of others will be an important point throughout the year if Aries wants to be satisfied during the year. On January the 9th, the first lunar quarter is located in the first house of Aries, which means opportunities to strengthen family relationships and strengthen ties with children. Even if this energy is marked by moodiness, you are well on your way to being a counselor for a member of your family who feels lost in a certain way of life. During January, someone from the family born in the sign of Taurus or Pisces will need your advice or help. This member of the family is going through a difficult period and you will have the opportunity to give a helping hand. In this case, do not regret providing financial assistance. This gesture will not affect your family finances and will not deprive you of your financial happiness. On the contrary, it will bring you a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment. In the second half of January, you will also be affected by the entrance of the month to fourth house, house of family and home. This time is a great opportunity to have time with family. You will reach the strongest desire to improve family relationships around January the 17th, Monday, so you have time to plan a joint sitting for the weekend, or at least a phone call to a family member who will be happy. The year 2022 is very important in terms of strengthening family ties, so do not miss the opportunity of important transits in your astrological house of family and home. Start a good family relationship right at the beginning of the year, and be an inspiration in forgiving old misunderstandings. In family relationships, the horoscope does not anticipate any negative effects throughout 2022. The impact of the second retrograde Mercury of 2022, which will occur in May through June the 3rd, will have a strong impact on Aries family relationships. Disagreements or family problems can occur, especially between siblings, in the case of past misunderstandings. Every word or thought you utter during this period will be verified by the other. So it is advisable to tell only the truth, because lying could greatly strain your family relationships. Your value systems may seem right for you, but they may not be appropriate for everyone around you. So if in the past you felt broken relationships, especially between your siblings, during this period, do not let the power of the recessive Mercury affect your current relationships and disrupt the built sibling harmony. The family is extremely important, which you will feel significantly in 2022. In the month of June, when the sun moves its rays from the 3rd to the 4th astrological house, you have a whole month to connect with your loved ones on a deeper level. Your attention is fully focused on your roots and you rely on security. Your desire to reconcile with others is so high that you are willing to forgive past tricks and forget about misunderstandings. The period of healing of the Aries soul and his relations with the family is coming. From the second half of June to the second half of August, there is an opportunity for you to strengthen each other's family bonds. The entry of Venus into the 4th astrological house during July also multiplies the harmonious experience of family relationships. Even Mars is located in 2nd house and therefore focuses on financial stability. It can cause a certain income or an improvement in the family budget due to the activities or ideas of someone in your family who is very close to your heart. There is a period focused on the family when the energies of strong identification with the opinions, problems and desires of family members will be intertwined with great joy and fun in spending free time together. The people who made you nervous seem more friendly to you, and all relationships are warmed by the loving rays of the sun in the 4th and 5th astrological houses. The end of the year can be a little more complicated. Since October the 30th, your ruling planet has been moving retrogradely, which is causing your attitudes, priorities, and behavior to change. There is a communication imbalance, and you want to spend most of your time on your own. Self-expression can tame others, so you may feel that they are interfering in your decisions and trying to manipulate your future. However, sometimes you should listen to others, even if you choose your own path later. You will have to control your impatience in your family life during this period as well. You have to realize that the decisions of others also need their space to mature. Patiently, not only approach your own decisions, but also follow the needs of your loved ones. Too much pressure and your natural strength to push your expectations can have a very negative effect on family balance at the end of 2022. When tabled together, don't focus on the failures and lingering worries of others. Pay particular attention to improving interpersonal relationships, as family is the most important part of your peaceful life in 2022. Horoscope of Friendship in 2022. The beginning of 2022 will be strongly aimed at maintaining meaningful friendships. Your friends will support you and you certainly don't have to expect any tricks on their part. The beginning of the year belongs to the retrograde Venus in the 10th astrological house, which draws attention to the devastating effects of gossip on your life. It is advisable to focus on your own life and not judge friends behind their backs. You could transform the whole of January from a quiet period into negative energies, precisely because of gossip. On January the 30th, your friendship can be affected by the Sun in the 11th house of friendship square Uranus, which is located in the house of material status in finance, for a few days. So be careful about who you give financial advice and help to. It is not advisable to lend your friends a larger amount of money during this period, which could be non-refundable. Not even bragging about new expensive things you could afford will strengthen your friendships. Envy is at the forefront, and therefore during this period, boasting of one's possessions and showing the acquired material wealth to others is not recommended. They could perceive you the opposite way you want. The month of February belongs more to family well-being, although until February the 18th it is an excellent time for social events with friends. It is this month that the best opportunity arises in 2022 to strengthen friendships. Show your closest friends how important they are in your life. It is also an ideal time to hold a party. In the period around March the 6th, the 11th house of friendship is severely affected, the entry of Venus and Mars into the 11th house of friendship, hope and future. Now a strong effect is set on new friendships that will be of great benefit to your future. Any new friendships made during this period will have a big effect on your future. Friendships can also form stronger bonds. Maybe the person you meet during this period will become your closest friend, and maybe even a member of the family in the future. From March the 20th, the Sun moves to the first astrological house, where you focus more on your own personality. During the Sun in the first astrological house, there is also a positive conjunction of Venus with Saturn, March the 28th, just in the 11th house of friendship. This aspect means an even greater amplification of your energies, where you will focus mainly on love, friendship, and sincerity. The conjunction of these planets also means the ability to find friends in places you would not otherwise look for. It means building friendships from all walks of life and deepening bonds with friends you haven't seen in a long time. The whole month of April will be more focused on other areas of life. There won't be much time left for friendship. At the beginning of the month, however, it is an ideal time to sit together, or for a smaller party with close friends in combination with the family. Especially around mid-April, i.e. around April the 15th and 16th, the astrological aspects are set to increase your psyche and connection with love and friendship. From May the 10th to June the 3rd, you will also feel the retrograde movement of the planet Mercury in the 3rd astrological house in this respect. Communication will be disrupted, and your bad habits will be in everyone's eyes. During the month of May, some friendships will be broken due to the careless communication of Aries. From June the 4th to October the 23rd, the planet Saturn, which stands in the fall of the Aries, is located in the 11th house of friendship. The planet Saturn affects the Aries more subtly, and therefore you will feel this transit less pronounced. This long movement can also mean taking responsibility for your friends' actions. The aspect also affects your mental state and focuses your energy on the future fulfillment of your goals and dreams. There is such a strong time when your decisions and your life will be strongly connected with other people. During these days, months, the friends who have value for you will show it the most. You can perfectly select the people in your life who represent your mentor, helper and best friend from others who hide when you need support. Your dreams are moving to the center of your life, and only your closest friend will understand your true thoughts. It will be best if you cultivate the power of friendship with the person closest to you in this regard. Since October the 30th, the home planet Mars has been moving in retrograde motion, in the 3rd house of communication of intellect and relationships. It will also affect your desire to make the best impression on everyone around you. So by the end of the year, you need to be more careful, because you can be naive in your relationships, and it can mean pulling toxic friendships together. Due to the disrupted home of communication, it is possible that your words will hurt the sensitivity of other people. However, on November the 28th, during the retrograde Mars, a positive trigone occurs with the planet Saturn in the 11th house, which is an ideal time for larger social gatherings. Hope and desires are sufficiently listened to by friends, which brings an improvement in mental condition. The year 2022 will be a balanced, friendly relationship, and in the second half of the year you will understand which of your friends you are closest to, or you will have the opportunity to deepen this mutual bond even more. At the beginning of the year, you have to be careful about gossip, which could mean disrupting good friendships. Marriage and Pregnancy Horoscope Aries 2022. Aries will have an ideal opportunity to conceive at the beginning of the year. Women in the sign of Aries will feel the significant influence of the approaching moon in their own signs of the zodiac. As no negative aspect towards women's fertility is noticeable during this period, the period from the 9th to 10th January becomes an ideal first opportunity this year to conceive a child. If you are trying to conceive a baby for a long time, this opportunity will be offered to your sign a total of 3 times during the year 2022. The first period is the beginning of January, and the presumed sex of the child in this period is a boy. The second suitable opportunity to conceive is the 5th or 6th November 2022. From January to November, the astrological chart does not show other suitable dates for conceiving a child, so if you long for a new or first addition to the family, you will have to be patient. If you conceive during this period, the astrological chart specifies that your coveted offspring will be a boy. The end of the year will provide future parents with another opportunity. In this case, according to the graph, the result of the effort would be a little girl. The third possibility of pregnancy in 2022 is the period from 2nd to 3rd December. These terms are thus suitable for family planning. But don't forget to keep a close eye on fertile and infertile days, as January, November, and December are months that offer opportunities to conceive your coveted baby. While these may not be exact dates, these months are best for Aries if you are planning to start or expand a family. Is 2022 a good year for marriage for the sign of Aries? At the beginning of the year, Venus is retrograde, so it is not recommended to enter into marriages or new relationships. In this movement, Venus works mainly on Aries born in April, but it also has a slight impact on March Aries. If you are planning a wedding in 2022, be sure to skip the period until January 29. Venus can also shake your mutual understanding with your partner. On January the 11th, your mutual understanding may be disrupted by the Aries square Neptune. Mars stands in 9th house, and can therefore cause misunderstandings in the partnership, especially when it comes to long-term relationships or travel. So do not plan any wedding-related matters at this time: honeymoon, decoration, dates. It is better to wait for energy to calm down if you are planning a wedding during 2022. If you are looking for a peaceful wedding where everything will work out, the ideal date will be the period before retrograde movement of Mars, and thus from February to the end of October. Communication between you and your partner regarding the upcoming wedding will be problematic even at the time when retrograde Mercury is moving from the 3rd to the 2nd astrological house. First, Mercury in the 3rd house limits the overall expression, and since it is in your home, it also affects communication in love and relationships. It brings perhaps the biggest problems in relationships and communication with other people, and limits flexibility. Overall, this retrograde movement of Mercury will affect not only you, but also your partner, because Mercury is operating from a global perspective. You will be subject to tension and nervous behavior, so there is no time to plan important things. Mercury will later move to another house, where your communication will be focused mainly on finance. Quarrels can arise here, because one of you is planning a more pompous wedding than the other. Finance will play an important role in love throughout 2022, whether the love of those planning a wedding, or those who are already in a long-term marriage. The ideal way to enjoy Mercury in the retrograde direction is to enjoy the present moment, so leave big plans for another time. From an astrological point of view, however, the negative connections between Venus and the opposing Mars are not particularly suitable for the wedding in 2022. For example, on February the 16th, the planet Venus is in the conjunction of Mars in 10th house. The conjunction is generally a positive connection, but the planets Venus and Mars are in a strained relationship. In a 10th house, this connection can cause you to disagree on important expenses, and a wedding at this time could weigh with your family budget and overall future well-being. Other dates that seem astrologically inappropriate for marriage are March the 22nd, May the 27th, July the 14th, July the 25th, August the 27th, and the most inappropriate period is September the 16th. Subsequently, until October the 30th, astrology is in favor of Aries marriage, but after October the 30th, marriage in 2022 is no longer recommended. These terms do not mean misfortune after marriage in the future, they only mean a warning that the wedding will not succeed exactly according to your dreams, ideas or expectations. Even someone important may suddenly get sick, or an appointment may be waived, without which the wedding will not be your dream event. In 2022, therefore, Aries should avoid the given date, so that the marriage would be perfect and happy from day one, without any worries or problems. Dear Aries, if you like the horoscope, please support us and subscribe our channel. For more horoscopes Aries, visit to links that you can find in the video description. Biggest Horoscope 2022 are prepared by fortune teller and site www.horoscope-divination.com. Wish you all the best in 2022. Work and Money Horoscope Aries 2022. Job Horoscope Aries. Already at the beginning of the year, you may feel the desire to meet your work goals faster. This strong desire is evoked by the retrograde Venus in the 10th house, which, however, is in Aries exile, and therefore will not significantly affect this area. Aries thus desires social recognition, but these desires will be strong only in Aries who were born in the month of April. These Aries should also focus on strengthening work relationships that may be disrupted, mainly due to previous gossip. Beware of gossiping about the privacy of your superiors or co-workers, as this will have a negative effect on your job stability in January. Even at home, take a good look around before you say anything ugly about someone. In January, therefore, the April Aries should evaluate their own lives, rather than the decisions and current status of others. March Aries will be affected by the positive influence of the directive Mars, which is their ruling planet, and until 6 January it resides in its home sign. From January the 6th, Mars is in the 2nd house of the Aries, where it will remain until the first days of March. The position of the ruling planet of Aries in the 2nd house results in searching for such work that will satisfy the financial demands of Aries. Those who are unemployed can apply for a new job mainly in the month of February, after the end of the retrograde Mercury, February the 4th, because your way of communication will be balanced. You can communicate and argue in a funny way, and this moves you significantly forward in your success. You will be able to cover any area of work in which you are familiar. On February the 18th, the Sun enters the 12th house, awareness. During the action of the Sun on the sign of Pisces, Aries concentrates on achieving perfection in work life as well. Completing started projects, signing final decisions and concentrating on important tasks that you can cover are key features of this period. You will be well aware of what job goals are most important to you now. Even if you do not achieve recognition at work or at home, your performance will be admirable, and you will be perfectly satisfied with your work. Right now, you are mainly looking for peace and solitude in the field of work, so that you can complete everything you need. The Sun in the 12th house also draws your attention to discretion, which is the best solution when communicating with co-workers. The position of the Sun, which feels very well in Pisces, develops your imagination, and thus shines strongly on those people whose creativity is essential in their jobs. During March, Aries moves faster and purposefully. They walk determinedly for success at work, or for positive changes in the household. March is also a month of success for those whose work is home care. Your ideas will be creative, and you will be able to convince others of the necessary changes. On March the 20th, the Sun concentrates on the first house Aries, creating a harmony of success in the field of work. Communicative Mercury is in a straight line, the Sun is moving out of Pisces, and strongly interferes with the energy of Aries and Venus, responsible for a loving approach to co-workers, and gives you the opportunity for self-improvement in Aquarius. March is an ideal space for learning and expanding skills. It is a month of struggle for better performance at work, for more money, but also for better results at school. Mercury affects the 11th and 12th houses in the directive movement. In March, this is an ideal time not only for work success and moving forward, but also for social events that are very important for making new contacts. However, Aries should be wary of a decline in energy and motivation, due to strong competition, and also due to the impact of the quadrature of Mars, with the planet Uranus at the end of the month. You may overestimate your energy and embark on such activities and projects that you will not have enough time for later. The Mars square Uranus taking place on March the 22nd warns Aries of the tendency to act hastily. The great passion that accumulates in Aries' life can also mean rebellion against authority, and therefore complications at work. Respect for others, and especially for leadership, will be weakened. Aries working in household will feel exhaustion, which they will overcome only if they teach others to lend a helping hand and share domestic responsibilities. Aries who work in household should now focus only on themselves. Any interference by other people in their work balance can lead to conflict. Too much dynamic energy will prompt you to break all the rules you follow in your area. From March the 22nd, it is a good time to forget about work for at least a few days, and treat yourself to a longed-for rest. From the beginning of April, you can run back into the old work tracks. Until the Sun passes into the second astrological house, Aries energy will be stable. From April the 20th, the second astrological house will remind you of the need to transform your energy into material improvement and career goals. The unemployed Aries will feel more insecure during the month of April, because you will not be able to succeed in your job search. However, the year 2022 has prepared several more opportunities, so it is better for these Aries in April to focus on their own self-development and retraining courses. The full moon in the middle of April will remind you of the importance of completing contracts. Good relationships between co-workers are also built with ease. On May the 10th, you are affected by retrograde Mercury for the second time this year, but this time in the third astrological house of Aries. So Aries will focus on a great understanding of others, but they will also want to say a lot. Too much enthusiasm for communication can keep unemployed Aries from thinking, because they will want to say everything quickly and at once. Retrograde Mercury operates in this period for 24 days, from May the 10th to June the 3rd, when it focuses on the second astrological house. In the second astrological house, it focuses our attention mainly on money, when Aries becomes more selfish in this direction. Relationships between co-workers can also be strained during the recessive Mercury, as you will stubbornly stand behind your attitudes and decisions. You will lack flexibility, and your values will be firmly anchored and unchanging. Such traits may not be liked by those people who want to make certain changes in the field of work. Therefore, you may be misunderstood, or you might deal with quarrels with coworkers who want change. During these 24 days of operation of retrograde Mercury, try to focus mainly on completing the started tasks and projects. This transit is ideal for completing what has been started. The month of May also specifies for Aries career the entry of a strong directive Jupiter into your sign. Jupiter in the first astrological house is very generous. It will also give you many opportunities to succeed in life. It will also move you to opportunities that will help you multiply your finances and create new opportunities and offers for the unemployed. Jupiter in the first astrological house means constant care, not only for yourself, but also for others. Also from a career perspective, you look at the environment like a professional who is open to teamwork, is heartful and original. The unemployed Aries must not miss the opportunity offered by the month of May, because May is the strongest month to get a new job of the whole 2022. Although Mercury has been in retrograde motion since May the 10th, it still has a very weak effect on the Aries sign, and therefore your communication skills will not suffer a great deal hard during this period. On May the 24th, as Mercury moves through second astrological house, the Sun also passes into your home sign. The Sun may be weakened at first by the influence of Mercury, but from June the 3rd it will fully manifest its power in your home sign. The influence of the Sun further increases your enthusiasm for business and self-realization. It is the best time for sending out your CVs and even looking for a new job. However, the negative aspects of this transit reinforce your selfish nature and domination. If you are applying for a new job or a salary increase during the month of June, you must also focus on balancing the negative energies that can make you a great careerist at some point. Sometimes even a new employer prefers to focus on someone who will get along well with others. They are looking for a team player. Therefore, do not forget to do this if you change your job in 2022 or apply for a new one. From June the 4th, the planet Saturn will also be in retrograde motion for 141 days in the 11th astrological house. However, Saturn is the planet of the fall in the sign of Aries, and therefore it does not act on this fixed sign of the zodiac in its full power. It will be rather weak, but it can cut the energy of diligence into more sensitive individuals. However, it is likely that most Aries will not even feel this energy of retrograde Saturn. In any case, Aries realizes that, in order to be successful, it takes more than just walking in the crowd and being a prisoner of unfulfilled dreams. The Sun in Cancer during the month of June mainly affects good relationships with colleagues, but as far as work is concerned, it does not significantly affect the life of Aries. From an astrological point of view, the best holiday season is from July the 20th to July the 28th. Then Aries will rest perfectly and gain strength for the next period when they will need them. On July the 5th, the home planet of Aries creeps into the second astrological house. Aries, whose job is real estate, consulting, stock exchange, or who are entrepreneurs, will do very well. It is the sole traders or entrepreneurs who will receive a number of offers or calls for future cooperation. If you relax well at the end of July, you will be able to handle the following negative aspect. In August, the effect of Mars square Saturn will strike in a negative direction. This aspect does not represent victory, but rather satisfaction with what we have in life. There is no time or suitable space for you to be interested in a new job or new job opportunities. Right now you need to walk with the crowd and be thankful for everything you have achieved in life. This period is an ideal opportunity to strengthen your current position or to slowly move in a better direction. From September to October there is a 22-day period of retrograde Mercury in the 7th and 8th astrological houses. It's a good idea to focus on how you impressed others. Try to see yourself through the eyes of other people and observe all the shortcomings in your working life that others may see. You may also feel that your co-workers are pushing you aside and that your company is not welcome. This retrograde movement takes place for 22 days, when it will be best to complete everything started to your own satisfaction. Focus more on yourself than on others. After the end of Mercury's activities, the next test will happen on October the 12th, Mars square Neptune. From a positive point of view, it brings you charm and opportunities to manifest your fighting nature. Now, until October the 30th, you have the opportunity to face your plan and listen to the opinions of others. Your co-workers should be part of your career ambitions to be successful. You will tend to be very hard on yourself, so you can forget about the importance of family. The stress caused by your hard work can also affect your health. From one point of view, positive transit for building your dreams turns into negative if you focus too much on work and career satisfaction. All things must be balanced, as your responsibilities should be balanced with your private life. Don't forget that, especially during October. Your home planet Mars has been in retrograde motion in the third astrological house since October the 30th, for 63 days. So how will Aries be affected by this strong transit at work? You will feel an imbalance mainly in communication, and it will be difficult to make a good first impression. Thus, a successful period is not expected for unemployed Aries by the end of the year, and it is not recommended to change jobs. Everything you go through during this period will have a big effect on your future. The retrograde direction of Mars in the third astrological house recommends the Aries to forget their great ambitions, and until the end of the year to focus more on their personal relationships, whether in love or at work. Working relationships can also seem broken. Those Aries whose work is a domestic activity must overcome the desire to actively intervene in all the financial or work decisions of their loved ones. Sometimes it is best to drift and watch the evolution of life around. From a working point of view, Aries will get several opportunities to star in 2022. An unemployed Aries will also have the opportunity to find the coveted job and even meet someone to help them realize their career dreams. The horoscope also recommends Aries to devote enough time to relaxation that will trigger activity and positive thinking. Although it may be complicated in 2022, Aries must maintain a positive mindset, because the only positive view of the world around you can move forward in career life during 2022. Aries Financial Horoscope 2022. Some transits that affect you during this year revolves around your finances. Overall, there are no major financial changes ahead of you, but only some periods when finances will be more volatile. More things in your home will require less investment, so your household expenses will increase. At the end of the year, Aries can also deal with broken car, which will require more expensive repairs, or you will find yourself in a situation where you will have to buy a new vehicle. Mercury, which works in 10th house at the beginning of the year, will warn you in January about signing important documents. Your finances will stagnate until February, and you can even expect a certain breakdown of the electronics, which you will have to replace. January will test you in a reasonable amount of your finances. Set your family budget at the beginning of the year for situations where you will need a certain financial fix. In 2022, something valuable and important may go wrong with you, so you will have to fix this thing or buy a new one. This event will significantly waste your finances, so you should prepare for it right at the beginning of the year. On 18 February, the Sun moves to the 12th house, and from a financial point of view, it makes us feel that we need to help all the people who need it. Here, however, the horoscope brings one big warning of your finances, because Aries should guard finances rather than hand them out. You will also tend to help people who don't really need it, just because it seems appropriate at first glance. Ultimately, such help seems ineffective, not only for the person you want to help, but also for yourself. If you are too benevolent to other people's financial requirements, it can negatively affect your financial stability in the coming months of the year. Don't spend money on wastes, because your finances will be tested, not only at the beginning of the year, but also in May, September and during the last 2 months of the year. All these dates and situations will remind you how important it is to have a financial reserve. The year 2022 is financially balanced for the Aries, even though certain shocks await you, but on the other hand also the possibility of profit. February and Mars' presence in the second astrological house tests your responsibility in the financial question. It points to your ability to spend wisely and save. This operation of Mars literally calls for you to learn how to use all the money you currently have at your disposal right at the beginning of the year. It also tests those who suffer from financial distress negatively, because while Mercury is in a retrograde motion in the 10th house, Aries will not be able to get extra money. Even the prospects for new jobs are not good at the beginning of the year. It will be better if you focus on your own self-development and a change of profession, or you can think about a new job in February, March, and May. In May, unemployed Aries will be able to gain new employment opportunities, and the financial situation will gradually begin to stabilize. Even Aries in stable employment can expect a small improvement before the beginning of the summer, which will be very welcome. Aries will feel the influence of Jupiter in the first astrological house during May the 10th. Also on May the 24th, your ruling planet enters your sign. So May is an extremely powerful month for any of you who want to fight for a better job and improve your family budget. From an astrological point of view, the horoscope predicts that you should not expect any extraordinary winnings in 2022. However, when we look at the month of May, which is extremely strong due to the transits acting on your zodiac sign, it is possible that you may somehow manage to get an extraordinary financial improvement. Even if it's not a large sum, all transits indicate a better turnaround of your finances. The only month of the year when you will have the opportunity to fight for better financial status is the spring month of May. However, the planet Mercury lasting for 24 days, until June the 3rd, does not recommend the Aries to sign important documents or sign future cooperation. Such steps could deprive you of valuable time that you could otherwise turn into money. In the period from June to September, the financial horoscope does not anticipate any changes, and these months should not surprise you even with unexpected household expenses. Things will go slower and gradually. Even if you feel like starting a new project, you should postpone these plans until next year. At the end of the year, astrological transits no longer recommend starting a business or new financial projects. Investments that seem to be risky are also good ideas at the end of the year. If you are thinking of saving your savings on a more advantageous interest rate, do not miss the opportunities in the second quarter of the year, when it is the best time to make investment decisions. Later, such investments will not pay off. From October the 30th, Aries will be influenced by the retrograde position of the home planet, which also affects finances until the end of 2022. The retrograde Mars is located in the third astrological house, which will make you focus more on past obstacles in life. This transit can pull you back. Your memories may focus on past financial decisions, and you will wonder if your investments are right. You will also think more about how to improve your financial background. During the period of the retrograde Mars, you also need to prepare for the larger one-time financial expense that will be associated with your transportation. It is possible that your car will break down, and even that you will need a new vehicle. You have been thinking of this warning since the beginning of the year, when it is advisable to forget about a whimsical life and focus on saving. This position of your home planet will also remind you of a time in the past when financial problems plagued you on a larger scale. Mars reminds you of this period so that you do not fall into the same problems just because you are tempted by buying unnecessary materials of pleasure or an expensive thing, which will playfully replace the cheaper version. But not everything is better. Remember this especially in the last quarter of 2022. In the last days of the year, the horoscope draws attention to the avoidance of signing important contracts and cooperation. The money can bother you the most in the period of November the 19th, when the planet Mars gets into the negative aspect of square with Saturn. so check your electronics in the vehicle that may be affected by this aspect. Communication skills are also very weak, and therefore it is not a good idea to interfere in other people's financial affairs. You will have to fight for a better financial background during this period, and be hard on yourself. The end of the year is unsuitable for signing loans. Instead, shop wisely or refuse things that are not necessary. You should spread the purchase of Christmas gifts throughout the second half of the year. Shop gradually and sensibly. You will do better to prioritize financial security over material pleasures. If you don't, 2023 can be very disappointing for financial distress. Finance will therefore play a very important role in 2022, and in your rather positive view of that year. Don't be tempted by investments that could deprive you of a lot of money at the end of the year. At the beginning of the year, be prepared for the larger expenses that await you at the end of the year. Overall, finances will be stable, although 2022 may save more from the money saved than in previous years. Dear Aries, if you like the horoscope, please support us and subscribe our channel. For more horoscopes, Aries, visit to links that you can find in the video description. Biggest Horoscope 2022 are prepared by fortune teller and site www.horoscope-divination.com. Wish you all the best in 2022. Horoscope of health and vitality for Aries zodiac sign in 2022. At the very beginning of the year, there are no warnings that could cause Aries health problems. On the contrary, women can look forward to a great period around January the 10th to conceive a child, when the moon will be positively affected by the energy of Aries. In January, new moon operates in 10th house. It intensifies the influence on women born in the sign of Aries, who must remember their health during this period. Introduction of the year, now 1, 2 and 3 January day is not suitable for important decisions about their health, and surgery is not recommended for women. The whole of January will belong to women's health, because the month will also be significantly affected by the 4th astrological house of Aries. The best decision for those Aries who are concerned about their health is to listen to their own body. Watch for all the symptoms and worries that your body warns you about, because it is a good time to inform your doctor about your worries. On the other hand, those women who do not have health problems should not even look for them. Approach your body responsibly and gently, and do not bother it with medication, alcohol or overeating. If you want to feel fit during January, also learn to drink herbal teas, preferably from nettle. Men will not experience any health imbalances in January. Until February the 18th, health situation is average, but with the arrival of the sun in the sign of Pisces, you must focus all your attention on your psyche. The sun in the 12th house can shake your mental balance to a great extent, because you will feel an unbalanced period right at the beginning of February, when the sun comes into square with your ruling planet. The negative aspect of square affects your psyche. You will feel exhausted and even inferior. So in February, in the second half, you should build your resilience to the influence of your own negative mind. The Mercury square Mars will test a more significant one-off decline in mental health on February the 10th. Concentrate on being well protected from disease, especially if you are in the company of several people during this period. The sun in the 12th house, which acts on the sign of Aries from February the 18th to March the 20th, also draws the attention of all those who are subject to certain addictions in life. Alcohol, drugs, or cigarettes should be forgotten during this period. Aries must focus on a healthy lifestyle. Right now is the perfect opportunity to improve your physical health and drink herbal teas. During the whole first quarter, consume mainly a diet rich in raw vegetables, and therefore also in vitamins. Bet on sauerkraut, which provides the body with a large dose of vitamins needed to prepare the body for the coming spring. With the arrival of the sun in the 1st astrological house, a period of health reinforcement, energetic rebirth and mental vitality begins. There is a period of new possibilities also in the field of building your energy. With the arrival of March the 20th, you will get the opportunity to focus more on your own physical health as a gift. It is also recommended for you to spend more time in the arms of nature, which will provide you with a refuge from your duties. Nature will be very important for strengthening mental condition, especially during the spring and summer months. April the 5th, when Venus enters the 12th house, it's time to end the negative aspects that are bothering your mind. Everything that was terminated incorrectly in the past now affects your health. Mistakes from the past that affect you mentally become apparent at this time, when you have to deal with yourself, so that your physical body does not suffer. The negative energies acting on your soul during this period are indirectly transferred to your energy and deprive you of the opportunity to progress in good health. On April the 15th, the directive, powerful Mars enters the 12th house. Again, this transit symbolizes mental suffering. You have to work patiently to redirect your energy in the right direction. April the 1st also draws attention to those Aries who suffer from persistent headaches or dental problems. The new moon in first astrological house, which occurs right at the beginning of April, will alert men to their unsolved persistent problem. Therefore, it is an ideal time to visit an expert. However, if you have to solve dental problems with some surgery, it is recommended from April the 17th. The end of the month will cut women's health from finances. So be careful about risky activities that would adversely affect not only your health, but also future finances. You may have an accident that will deprive you of the opportunity to work or grow a household. Therefore, increase your caution, especially from April the 30th to May the 1st. Take care of yourself, because the position of the moon indicates the unstable energies hovering over the health balance of women born in the sign of Aries. From the beginning of May, when this negative aspect of health subsides, there is a period of strengthening, strong building, one's own psyche. In terms of health, the horoscope draws attention mainly to people who are being treated for a long time. These Aries must not forget to take medication regularly, because may divert your attention elsewhere. You may forget about your health. Even on May the 24th, when the home planet enters its first astrological house, your inner strength, psyche and energy greatly benefit. You have the perfect opportunity to fight every health problem you have ignored. If you need to significantly strengthen your health, you now have the ideal opportunity. Focus on a healthy lifestyle and walks in. Slowly, gradually build up your strong physical endurance, which will be necessary by the end of the year. The retreating Neptune from the end of June until December the 4th passes through 12 astrological houses, affecting the mental balance. This is an excellent time to heal your own soul, but also physical problems. It is now a good idea to treat any health problem, so that you enter the next year full of vitality and health. Beware, however. What was hidden will now appear. Diseases that you have ignored, or that are related to your constant neglect of self-care will come to the surface. If you do not approach yourself with love, or if you have not taken care of your health during previous periods, you forgot about preventive checkups, ignored chronic pain, forgot about taking medication, or you consumed only unhealthy foods, now your body will show you what that is, if you forget about your health. For those who take care of themselves, the end of the year will be excellent in terms of health. The amount of energy will strengthen your defenses, strengthen your psyche, and you can enjoy a very positive karmic radiance. However, those who were careless about their health, or overlooked the symptoms of the disease, will have difficult times at the end of the year. Focus on your medical condition, which wants to alert you to the end of your unhealthy lifestyle. This period is tested by both sexes. All Aries who ignored the healthy lifestyle, who were subject to alcohol, cigarettes, and did not follow the development of their previous diseases. The end of the year is therefore twofold, with warnings for a certain part of the Aries. You should take these warnings seriously from the beginning of the year, when you still have plenty of opportunities to live healthier. You may even be able to avert the negative effect of the last months of the year, thanks to exercise, a love of a healthy lifestyle and vegetables and fruits. Supplementing the necessary vitamins will strengthen your health, not only at the time of their consumption, but also in the long run. In the table for each month, you will also find dates that represent health warnings. What days will be best for Aries to strengthen health, detox, relax? What dates will be the warning days for a male or female Aries against illness or accidents? Take a look at the following calendar that predicts for Aries the days of growth and fall in various areas of life for 2022. Dear Aries, if you like the horoscope, please support us and subscribe our channel. For more horoscopes Aries, visit to links that you can find in the video description. Biggest Horoscope 2022 are prepared by fortune teller and site www.horoscope-divination.com. Wish you all the best in 2022.